light of my life. Have you ever said it? Or love of my life. Have you ever said it? It doesn't matter if you're not with the person that you might have said it to, but then there might not have been a person. You might have just said, light of my life. You know where that comes from now, if you have received what I've said. For I tell you the truth behind this existence, which is so amazing and wonderful. You are a light, but it is your consciousness that is a light. Light of my life. So we have a light of something, which means the light is behind the life. Light of my life. And then there's my living, which is my circumstantial, existential, physical, bodily living. But what about this light? This light of consciousness? Because your body, your circumstances are only going to last 70 or 80 years. What you are is life. And life is immortal, meaning beyond the body, immediately inside of you. Immediately. You couldn't move your hand or walk around if you weren't life, alive with life. But you're not just that. You are the light behind it. You're the light of consciousness behind the intelligence of the ego, which is there guarding your body. You are the intelligence behind the mind. You are the intelligence behind the emotions. And then the intelligence, as it speeds up to where I'm talking about, is a pure light. The light of consciousness. And that, of course, is the God in you. And you are far more conscious than you can possibly imagine or know. For consciousness is directing every moment of your life. And every moment of your life is to give you the experience that is necessary so that you will light up the mystery body, the everlasting body as far as we are concerned in this existence, the perfect body of consciousness that is just inside, behind the life, your lights. Now you recall a quotation that I gave you from a prophet of a couple of thousand or 3,000 years ago, so that you will not think that this is new, what I'm saying. The realization of it is new because it is new every moment in me, this knowledge in me. But somebody else has had it because every good and perfect gift comes down from above, from the Father of lights. You are a light. And in your light there are numerous lights of numerous lives that have come from consciousness, not from your personal life. What you call your person will never ever be seen again. But there are numerous lights lighting up your perfect body and coming together as a light. Some dimmer than the other lights in your perfect body. Some dimmer, but still a light. A dim light is still a light. Isn't it? So no life is wasted. Every life is absolutely necessary. But it is not that word which I can never remember because it's not real. Reincarnation. Because reincarnation suggests that you, the person who believes in it, is going to reincarnate, come into another body. That is not true. Only consciousness is going to come into another body, and you cannot be no consciousness. There's no self in consciousness. There's no body to know anything in consciousness, for consciousness already has every bit of knowledge that is possible. So it doesn't have to know anything. It just is. And consciousness it is that is always here. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Consciousness is always here. Without consciousness here, behind the light, behind the life, behind the living body, without this consciousness, there'd be none of it. You are a light. And what you live is, sometimes you live very dimly, like we all do, because you are loaded, saddled with circumstances beyond your control, except to face them as best you can. That is what being born's about. You have to carry some of the load left behind by your mother and father and all the people who preceded you. You have to take some of that negativity. Because you see, the light of humanity has to light up. Humanity is in a dreadful mess. The light is not very bright at all, as you can see from the stupidities of us all. And so the circumstances, consciousness, which is somehow or other involved in this whole wonderful cycle of life, living life and death, and living life and death, and the consciousness going deeper into all the seven heavens, or whatever it's called, into the psyche. This is an amazing journey, but of course you can't know it. It would be great if you could know it, wouldn't it? If we could just snap our fingers and know it. But it's not built like that. It's a journey, and you can't get to the town before you've travelled along the road. That's how it is. And what is the road? The road is living. And it's a bumpy road, isn't it? For every single person who's born, it's a bumpy road. And some seem to have it easier than others, but that's only seeming to have it easier. You can't judge anyone's life. The billionaire, the millionaire, you can't judge it from the external. It's what's going on inside, in the emotions, in the emotional body, in the discontented body, in the pure drive of sex through every man into woman, which he has no control over whatever except by means of love. Love? Have you ever said, love of my life? Well, light is love. Consciousness here in existence is love. Have you ever said, love of my life? In that moment, you are resonating off somebody and knowing inside of you the light, the love of the light. In that moment, when you resonate from someone out there, and you resonate here with the light in you, that's when you say it. You might never have said it. Doesn't matter. My job is to tell you. I have to tell you the truth as I know it. It's no good coming along here and listening to the old Christian dogma or the Hindu dogma or the Buddhist dogma or some other dogma, is it? I have to tell you what is real now, so that when it comes to you, when it happens to you, and it's all got to happen to you sooner or later, alive or dead, it's got to happen to you. You will recognize it. And the whole thing's about recognition. For instance, I can't tell you anything except what you know. That's all I can tell you, what you already know. That's why I ask you to listen in your own experience. Because we're not talking about the mind knowing anything, like you might have read some novel or some master's books. We're not talking about that knowing. We're talking about knowing in your own experience, knowledge in your own experience.